The controversy surrounding refugees in western Massachusetts has been making headlines recently after Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno made a request to the State Department to end refugee resettlement in his city. The mayor and agencies helping refugees, including Catholic Charities, have since met but are still at odds, though they continue to dialogue. The Catholic Church has always taught to welcome the stranger. This flows from the Church's constant defense on the sanctity of all human life and the reminder that the Holy Family fled Bethlehem and were themselves refugees in Egypt. So the Church's outreach continues to help all people who need it. Today we profile a young man who came to this country as a refugee, and now he is a proud American. Reel to Reel's CAROLEE McGrath has his story.
22-year-old Jonathan is a senior at Our Lady of the Elms College in Chicopee. He's enrolled in the School of Management. He's also a member of the men's soccer team, which last year won the New England Collegiate Conference Championship title, a first for the Blazers. And he's a proud American who came to this country a few short years ago as a refugee.
It was really tough about life. Sometimes you get one meal a day, sometimes you don't get anything. You know, it depends. Yeah, it was but really tough life.
A tough life far from the comforts and conveniences that many take for granted. So when you found out that you were coming to the United States, how did you guys feel?
We're very excited. Very, very excited to get the opportunity to come to the United States.
Jonathan, or Ziggy, as his friends call him, is from Burundi, but because of the civil war that raged in his country for more than a decade, he grew up in refugee camps in Tanzania with his mother, father, and 5 siblings. Through their struggles and suffering, Jonathan says Christ was their constant.
My dad is Catholic, my mom is Catholic, like the whole family is Catholic. My grandfather, they were Catholic, so I grew up in a Catholic family. So I learned a lot from my parents, and I went to the church every Sunday.
Jonathan and his family came to Springfield in September of 2007. Jewish Family Services helped settle his family in the city. According to the Pioneer Valley Project, since 2002, about 2,500 refugees have been resettled in West Springfield and close to 1,700 in Springfield. Lutheran Social Services of New England and Jewish Family Services handle resettling refugees in the Springfield area. Catholic Charities is not involved in resettling refugees. Rather, they provide secondary support services and help refugee families and anybody struggling in the Diocese of Springfield. The issue of refugees has become a bit of a controversy of late after Springfield's Mayor Dominic Sarno asked the State Department to put a freeze on any new refugees coming to the city, citing housing code violations and a strain on city services. A group of area churches and community service organizations swiftly responded, questioning the mayor, and met with him recently on how to mitigate his concerns.
We would like to get to the root of why he took this route, and secondly of all, really seek to find solutions to whatever it is that he perceives as a crisis.
Archbishop Timothy Paul is the president and CEO of the Council of Churches of Western Massachusetts.
Immigrants, unlike refugees, voluntarily come to our country. Refugees are invited to our country, and they become citizens eventually and they settle in our communities. And it's just astounding that the refugees were put into a category as if they're just poor people. Actually, they're going to school, they're graduating from college, they're opening up businesses. West Springfield is a great example of that.
Father Bill Pomerlow, the pastor of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Church in Springfield, has been working with refugees in Springfield since the 1990s. He knows Jonathan's story well.
Jonathan is here, and yes, he had to learn English. It was his 4th language to learn, but he's moved very fast, and many, many people do the same thing.
Father Bill adds refugees invest in the community.
If you just think of what's happened in the last 30 years, just in the city of Springfield, we are now building a $1.3 million parish hall at St. Paul's Parish in Springfield. This was a parish that the diocese had considered from closure. It moved the Vietnamese community there, and working with their American parishioners, they're building a brand new hall. That's an investment in our community.
Jonathan, who just became an American citizen this summer, says he's so grateful for the opportunity to move to Springfield, to go to school, and now to become a college graduate.
I'm very grateful for that, to get an education. I'm very grateful to America, and I could be more happier.
And Jonathan says he's grateful to God for sustaining his family and giving them new hope. Where has Christ been in your life in all of this, in all seriousness?
Christ has been close to me because I'm a Christian, of course, and Christ is my Savior because He has taken me the worst part where I was growing up and put me here, which is, for me, is great, and the life's good. So I would like to thank Christ